That doesn't matter.
Well, we're
Hi,
live
everybody. We
now.
are now.
Yay!
Yeah, we are now.
We were having
By
a
the way,
discussion, and
how's
Cheryl
my
was like, "I thought
mic?
we were live."
You're good. Loud and clear.
Yep, we can hear you really good. Yeah.
Okay.
And Allison, your light's good. I know you have a, you say, "Oh, my light is bad," but your light looks really good. So
Yeah, it's not bad
that helps.
tonight.
Yeah.
And I have my summer hat on. It's summer weather here right now. I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, yeah, we're starting to have nice spring weather. So
My
yeah,
summer hat is hanging up
Finally.
behind my head.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
I was gonna put my crown on. I thought, nah,
Oh, I
maybe
just
for
I
another day.
I bought a tiara to wear
Oh,
so
that
that
was more
when
fun.
Miss Tarot D gets better, and I have
Yes.
another royalty in the swamp with all the drag queens, I figured this way I could join them and do the wig and the tiara and the whole bit. And so I ordered a tiara.
Oh, that'll
uh
be fun.
Sherry, I'm wondering if you can turn your mic down. You're really loud.
Am I
At
really
least to
hot?
at
It's
least to
like,
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
is
that
that
okay?
better?
That's much better.
Okay. It
Yeah.
must have got bumped. It's normally not up that high.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I thought that was
So,
me, but that is good.
yeah.
Um.
Now is mine okay? I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
Yeah.
used this microphone in a while.
Allison, yours is sometimes a little low, but is there any way you can maybe? Because I don't
Yes, I've
want you to get
noticed yours
drowned
is
out.
slow.
I don't know. What is there anybody in the chat?
Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah, we got
that
several
sounds.
people in
Oh
chat.
yeah, well there's lots of
Yeah,
people
just
in the chat.
making sure that because I know
How
that
does
certain
the sound?
lives.
Does it sound low or does it
Yeah, I
need to
mean,
be
is
turned up?
everybody? Can y'all hear us well, or
Well, on
Yeah,
my end,
Sherry, you can even
usually
turn yours down more.
it won't go any lower?
Okay.
It's at the bottom.
All righty.
Allison, is yours all the way up, or can you put up a
No, I
couple?
was just asking. I mean, it definitely sounds low, right? Because I've had people
It's a little
complain
bit
that
No,
lower
sometimes
than the rest of us. Yeah.
it actually sounds fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just
It's
want to make
funny.
sure
What
everybody
about
can
It's
now?
hear
funny
me.
we talk
How's it
about.
now?
It's
Is
funny
it
that we're talking
better?
about.
Is it better now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's funny that we're talking about sound and that sort of thing and things being too loud. I was just, Amanda Ellis from the UK. She's,
Mm.
yeah, she's quite the channeler and tarot reader and that kind of thing. And she was talking about how she's noticing that she's really become, I think, as we're opening, right, and things are changing, that becoming really sensitive to sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she said she went away for the weekend to this lovely hotel that was like an old castle, and had to pay some bucks to stay there. And she said all of a sudden, she checked into her room with her husband, and then a few minutes later, this loud music started next door, and it was really loud. And she
Mm.
thought, and she says, normally I'm not like this, but I went to the bedroom door that was, closest to their wall, and I slammed it. And the people on the other side, like, oh, and they turned their music off. But she says, I'm not normally like that, but I'm finding that I'm really sensitive to sounds.
I think a lot of it with emotions and our emotions being
Yeah,
connected with sound,
exactly.
we just want to unwind, unwire, which is what we were discussing in the back. But just really quick, just want to
Mm-hmm.
say hello to people who've been popping and waiting in. We
Hello.
have
Hi,
Tangi
Gerald.
with us. We have
hi Tangi.
Amy. We have
And Amy,
Spiritual
yay.
Rain talking about the exorcism movie. Okay, I'll pass on that one.
Yeah,
um,
that's a little out of my wheelhouse.
and I did see a few others. There's Teresa Levine. Hello, Teresa.
Hi,
Arwen.
Teresa.
Hello, Arwen. I love seeing you popping up in
I
chats.
love that name, Arwen. That must
Hmm.
be a Welsh name.
Yeah, I'm thinking Arwen from like the Lord of the Rings and stuff. So Arwen the Grace of Gandalf the
I
Grey.
used to
I
work
love it.
when I was in university. I was, I had a job, part-time job to get me through, and I worked with
Hi
an
Sylvia.
Arwen.
Hi, Sylvia. We have Septina.
Hi
Just want to make
Septina.
sure we get to say hello to everybody so they don't get because this thing moves up really fast and then
It
I
does.
can't go back up at a certain point. Hello, Hypnicity. Welcome. Wow, it's nice to see you. And I did get whoop. See, it just refreshed again on me. So I just saw somebody else. JR. Isadora. Oh, speaking of the queens.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey
yes.
Hello,
Gerald.
Gerald. Were your
Oh.
ears raining a little
Yes,
You
bit?
don't
Miss
want the-
Tarot Sachet it has an automatic invite so that when Miss Tarot D is back on her feet,
See,
we
he
can do
heard tarot.
another.
He heard tarot sachet, and he was like, "Ding, ding, ding, ding." Oh, there's a disturbance in the force. Someone must
Yeah.
be speaking about me.
And I'm
okay,
working on getting Granny Manny in on it too. So
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Yes, have Rossi's Den. Oh my goodness. Trying to
I'm
keep
not
up with
bringing the
chat.
queen back. My queen was nasty. She was nasty work. Oh.
Astrological tarot.
well, my queens that visited were a lot of fun.
Mm.
And
I
there's
actually had Queen Elizabeth visit me.
Michelle. Oh.
I
Okay.
imagine she
It
was
was
very
interesting.
Why is this going dark? Okay, so just want to back up because I saw somebody asking for a reading. So we're going to chat for a little bit, but there like I was sharing with the ladies backstage, there is a video that's linked in the description below that basically kind of talks about us losing our humanity, all of our focus, our energy being just consumed by technology, and then powers that be with issues with fear-based information coming through with outlets like CNN, TikTok, Twitter, and people just kind of like, for a better word, just kind of like bowing down to technology and basically constantly checking their social media for guidance, for, thinking that, for help. I mean, it was just a very intense video, and how we're losing our humanity and just giving up our rights and our humanity to technology, to AI, to these social platforms, and completely cutting ourselves off from the earth, from our spiritual selves, um, you know, cutting ourselves off from having love and compassion for our fellow humans, and allowing the fear and the hate between, with politics, what's going on in the world, just really driving a wedge. And then, of course, the technology, the social platforms not helping it. So it's a really good video. It's only about 13 minutes long. And I was really focused on that tonight, this whole afternoon. And I thought for themed readings tonight, if anybody would like a reading, we're actually going to be pulling cards on, or unless you ladies just want to use this as a collective, and just as a collective, we can pull cards on how can we surrender our fears and keep an open heart for those in our communities, our families, people that we don't see eye to eye on politically, even though they may, throw, the hate on us. How can we combat that darkness, and keep that light going, and to help hold humanity together? So, do we want to make this? Would you ladies be want to make this like the collective, and then we take personal questions? You're my guest, so what are you vibing on tonight?
Sounds good
either
to
one
me.
works for me. So
Good
Yeah,
for
we
you,
can do
Allyson,
both.
as a collective. Okay.
I know I
I
want to
can't
throw
now.
in. You
Now,
Heather is a
talking
little
about
low.
so Allison, I don't remember if I've actually met you. Is this the first time we've
Oh,
been on together? I've seen you, of course. I feel like I know you because you're on with these guys a lot.
I don't think we have.
Yeah,
Allison,
well,
Sharon,
yes.
Allison.
Nice to
Sharon
I'm-
Allison,
nice to
Allison
see
and
you.
Sharon.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I've seen
where do you? Yeah, where do you hail from?
Well, Mary.
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ah, nice. I'm from Western Canada. I'm on the west coast of Canada.
Very nice. Yeah, she's got a beautiful little place in the woods. And
Yeah,
also
it's
coming
my
in
mother's
is
cabin.
Tracy Ralph. Hello, Tracy. Oh,
Mary Thornberry just got here too.
Tarot ass
Ass
backwards.
backwards. I love it.
I love it. I don't know who that is.
Hello, welcome. First time in my chat. Okay, I am being hit with a lot. So we're going to put a quick hold. We'll go ahead and we'll do this collective. for everybody. And then we can go and do personal readings. But wait till we're done with this so that I can keep an eye on the chat and make sure I don't miss any questions. And we want to make sure that our questions are not general, that they must be as for easier for us to read, specific as possible. Um, I, for myself, do not read on health related questions. I can do an energy, but when it comes to health or law based, questions, I am not qualified to answer those questions. My automatic response would be see a doctor, contact somebody in the
Oh, lawyer.
in lawyer, anything like that. Also, I don't do political on my channel, so no political questions, please. Um, and there are people like, well, what's left? But we do. You can. I can. We can. Answer other questions, personal questions. For me, too, third parties. For me personally, I don't know about you ladies, but just for me, third party readings, anybody asking how does it, another person, and is this person in love with me? What is this person? That kind of thing. I don't have permission to tap into that person's energy. So those kind of questions, I'm very hesitant on. Um, so that's kind of, my baseline. Also, to please be present when we go ahead and do your reading. It's sometimes hard to, do readings when people jump out of chat and then we're not sure if they're here. And that could open up possibly another spot for another person to have a reading. So just, be respectful of our time. And of course, everybody in chat knows, I know everybody's respectful to each other. That, I have no worries about. Welcome again. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm seeing new faces in chat. I appreciate every single one of you. And if you do have a personal question, make sure that after we're done with this collective reading, that you put them in caps so that I can see, because my chat is jumping at certain points and I want to make sure I get everybody. So, collective reading is what's ticking on down the bottom. So I don't know if any ladies already have cards pulled. Well, I would.
Sorry, what was the question?
So for the collective is how can we surrender our fears and keep an open heart for those in our community because of all the opposition, the fear-based driven media, everyone fighting against each other. This video I saw today really drove home how we have to start separating and getting out of our fear base and learning how to open our hearts to other people. And so I thought that would be, a good collective question to start out with. And again, thank you everybody for being here in chat. I appreciate you. And thank you to all my lovely ladies who joined me this evening. Thank you for being here with me as well. Hanging out on a Friday. And it is 8:15 currently. So by the time we are done with our reading, so probably collective will be about 8:30. I don't want to keep these ladies too late. So no more than like 9:15. So depending on how many questions I star, if I know there's going to be more that would take us over the hour, all I can say is we'd be happy to have you come back again for another live on my channel or one of these other ladies' lovely channels, and they would be able to answer those questions for you there, or as a private reading also.
I'll be on with Marina from Heart Centered Tarot on Monday.
And I have
come and ask questions there.
I have David from Tarot by the Bay coming on tomorrow. Right. He's a new guy, and we'll be taking lots of questions.
Yeah, he does good readings.
He does. He cracks me up. So I was very thankful that he responded so quickly and said, "Yeah, I'm game. Let's do it."
I first, if you want, Heather.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and there you go, my dear.
So I think it's very important for all of us to find serenity in our own individual lives. This what you do individually for yourself really does impact everyone else. Just how you're carrying on yourself, and to be hopeful and see that there is change that is coming. I have peace here. I really do think that there's a lot of what's going on really is going to ultimately head us all into the right direction. I do. Some of us might be gone by then, hopefully not. But our children will see that time. I really, and I do want to comment on what you were talking about this video. I have several things that, of course, me being me, I'm going to want to say on that, because those of you that watch me know that I preach all the time, all of that stuff. But I really do think that we're going through a really ugly time. And I think that a lot of people are going to reconnect and realize what's important. It is starting to happen in certain areas, certain groups of people. And again, for me anyways, pulling these cards, the serenity, hope, and peace, it just reinforces what I already know and believe. And I'm sure I'm not alone in this. But it is hard to watch. It is hard to see. And even a lot of us that know this are delving into like what Heather's talking about. I started noticing that within myself during the pandemic, and I didn't like it. And I did pull back, and I don't do social media. And actually I'll hold off on all of that. I mean, I do YouTube, but that's it. But I do think there's change coming. I don't think that hope is all lost. But a lot of people, they need to, first of all, regain their
perspective,
healthy lifestyle. And it's not what a lot of people think of when they think of healthy lifestyle. It's about coming back to being a human, living like a human. Rather than whatever this mess is that a lot of people do every day, under fluorescent lights all day, and looking at a computer screen, and wearing glasses, and not going outside, and not walking in the grass, and never watching the sun rise or the sunset, eating trash basically. All of these things are going to contribute to you easily being, here I go. So easily being, I'm just going to say it now. I've already started, to
go ahead and finish, huh?
fall into fear, fall into anxiety. When you're inflamed and eating garbage and everything else, you're already poisoned, and it's really easy to grab onto you. It's easier. And I know this sounds dramatic, but what we're going through is dramatic. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can go back to what you're meant to be. You might not be able to do it completely organically, but you can certainly improve. Those that are interested, if you're not interested in doing that, then don't do it. But for anybody that really wants to improve their health or their sanity, or just, being more attached to the planet or caring for the planet or any of these things, it starts with you and how you live your life and your existence and your connection to the planet and the animals, and taking care of the planet and living your life as organically as you can as a human. Like if you read about, I'll just say this one last thing. If you read about early man, and yes, of course we had to evolve, but we didn't have to do it quite the way that we did it, completely. Like if you, early man, how they ate, how they lived, what they did throughout the day, we don't do as a group. We don't do any of that stuff anymore. And then we wonder why we're so sick and have all these crazy diseases that didn't even exist back then. Well, it's because of how we live our day-to-day lives and what we eat and all of that kind of stuff. That's why. And it only contributes to all of this mess that we're dealing with right now. And then we all, wonder what the heck happened. And it's like, well, we're not even living naturally. Number one.
Get back to the earth.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my speech done.
you're fine because Friday nights,
But
like
I
I
Just
had
understand.
remember,
one.
some of us wear glasses because we walk into the walls without them.
Um, this is like for Friday nights. I love to do readings, but at the same time, this is also a time where we can share us and our subscribers in chat stories, things that are on our minds, that are in our, that we're carrying in our hearts. Things that matter to us. Um, and I'm not sure if I said chit chat or what on mine because I'm trying to create a general banner, but just being able to have open and honest conversations about what's going, to a degree, what's going on in the world and what's going on in our hearts. So the readings are important, yes, but I also like to get back to, you know, being human. you know we're so much more than just light workers. We're mothers, we're retired teachers who are still helping young kids. We have Shari, who works in a university, and she was trained to help individuals from different lifestyles. She's a safe space. So these kind of things that we get out there, we share, we keep that light going, we keep that light that others can see and people in chat can see. And when people in chat who may not know us, that might new that come in or might just happen to lurk and watch, that might inspire them to carry that light and start their own channel or go out and try to be. So it all starts with that little ripple effect. And that's what I love Friday nights about. Not just for the reads, but just really talking to one another, sharing what's in our hearts, what's going on, in our minds, and this being a safe space. So decompress. Yes, tarot asked backwards. And as of course, as always, we are always respectful of each other, and that's what I hold most, important is that we respect and honor each and every one of us for who we are. I mean, what I think may not be what hypnicity thinks. What Sherry believes may not be somebody in lurking that might not, but it might change their mind. So it's that constant share of information that we can see and not see. Yes, technology can be very bad. There's a very unhealthy balance right now with it, but doing a YouTube show like this to me helps even out that balance and makes it more of um, um, a positive element in human development and connection and moving forward instead of the negative. So I had my little spiel. So
May I go next?
yes, I go right
And
ahead,
I'll
my
be
dear.
right back.
Oh,
Gonna
Okay,
take Scout
Allison.
out potty.
Thank you.
okay. Interesting. It's synchronicity because today I sometime this afternoon. I'm on the West Coast, so I'm way behind, 3 hours behind you guys. But I guess it was a couple of hours ago that I started. A lot of fears started to come up, and I
Mhm.
felt very, very anxious. And the reason that's happening is my partner, my partner in love, is a life coach, and what she did was she questioned me very carefully, and it brought up all my fears, all my feelings of lack or being not good enough,
Mhm.
from my childhood. And she wasn't able to, but she didn't have time to release it. She's actually down in California doing a seminar workshop. So she said, "Can you wait till I get back?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So I've been fine until this afternoon. But what I did was I went to lay down, not to go to sleep, but just to kind of be quiet and that sort of thing. And so this is what I did. It's funny, the cards here about the fear and how we can help our community. This is what I did. I detached. So
Mhm.
even though I was in this vortex of my own fears, I just detached. I feel fine right now. She comes back on Monday. On Tuesday, she's going to do the release for me. The energy of this reading is you've got to nurture yourself and your family and any community members that need help, right? So being with nature, that sort of thing, being in tune with the universe. This is just such a lovely card. This is from the heart, sorry, the psychic tarot of the heart. I just love this deck. So the energy of the reading is nurture, and I said detach. Well, and then rebuild. All the stuff we're going through right now with the political stuff and everything. Yeah, everything's going to hell in a handbasket, but it's being blown up. Everything we know, all the norms that we know, that sort of thing, it's all being blown up. But it gives us the chance to rebuild.
Beautiful.
So, and also in your private life, we've been through a lot these last few years with the pandemic and so on. And you got these cards are just so perfect. Balance, keeping yourself in balance is what Aries, Allyson was saying. Making sure you're eating well, you're getting out in nature, just trying to maintain that balance and stay off social media. I know I was on TikTok for a while just watching. I went, oh my God, I hate the energy on here. I'm not on it anymore.
I couldn't handle it either. I agree.
I couldn't handle it. Yeah. And reaching out to others and assisting them in, allaying their fears and knowing that they're loved and that sort of thing. And then you said something, how can we, about an open heart for our community, keeping,
letting go of the fear and opening our heart.
Yeah. Lead by example. So I'll just go through the cards again because they were just so perfect. So the energy of the reading was nurture ourselves and others in our family, detach, rebuild, balance,
Beautiful.
Reach out to others, and lead by example. So these were just such perfect cards.
And
so anyway, that's
Sharon Lawrence said that she loves the rebuild card because I didn't realize, is tonight the new moon or it's coming up?
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Tonight the new moon? Yeah,
wow.
is.
Okay.
I was thinking it was tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So the rebuild card is perfect
tonight
for the new moon. Exactly.
Right.
I just looked at the calendar. It's tonight.
And I love how your first card showed the woman sitting on the earth, just like Allyson was saying, connecting to Mother Earth,
with nature,
and that energy, and drawing that energy. Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the cards.
I know, they're just wow. I couldn't believe it when I saw them.
And
anyways, that's my 2 cents.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. No, I mean, you couldn't ask for better cards.
No.
And
I'm
Allyson,
ready when
when
you
you
are.
were gone, just really quick, when Allyson, when you were gone, Lauren said that if she had not made a change in her eating, she would have died a decade ago. So with autoimmune conditions and having to try to get rid of shit food. So
same here.
Shift foods. Well, yeah, shift foods too. So I just want
to I find that
for years.
I was diagnosed with arthritis about 15 years ago. And what I did was, I was stiff and sore, all the stuff that people talk about. But what I did was I got off wheat. I'm gluten-free. And ever since I did that, and also red meat, I'll eat it occasionally, but I hardly eat it anymore. And those, and there's other nightshades that I stay away from. So I don't have any stiffness or soreness. It hasn't progressed. So it's saved my life.
Awesome.
I wouldn't be out riding a motorcycle if I hadn't made those changes.
Yeah, because your bones wouldn't be strong enough to be able to ride it.
Yeah, and also still sleeping on the ground in a tent. I mean, who does that at my age?
And just really quick too, Hypnicity said, I need a coach like that. Now, does your sweetheart have her own channel or a website?
Yes, she does.
Just in case anyone's interested.
Maybe we can put it in the chat. We can put her website in the chat.
You know what? I don't have. You know what I could do is, why don't you email me, and I'll put it in the chat. And it's also on my channel. I think in the about tab.
So there you go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So just a minute. I'll go into the other here.
Okay. And
so just email me.
Okay. And while she's doing that, go ahead, Shari.
Okay. Well, starting out, talking about just all the things in the world, and I mean, Allyson was spot on with that. Um, but I've always had a really strong feeling that we've had to go through what we've been through for the last 10, 20 years in order for us to work our way through it and come out on the other side better off. And we haven't got there yet, but we're getting there. It just takes time. Um, it almost sounds a little off topic, but it fits in perfectly. Last night I saw most people know Dolly Parton got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And she felt
What?
like she didn't deserve that because she doesn't sing rock and roll, she sings country. But she's done a lot of crossover music and she's popular across all genres. Everybody loves Dolly. So she finally agreed, okay, I'll let you induct me into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but only because I'm going to write a rock and roll album and release it.
Oh, cool.
Well,
Yeah.
the other day on the Country Music Awards, she performed her first single that's coming out, and it's called World on Fire. And I watched the clip late last night when it came out. Somebody had posted it, and I was blown away. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, she nailed it without specifically pointing fingers at one party or another, or one person or another. But yet at the same time, she was able to clearly get the point across of what are we doing to ourselves? Where has our decency gone? The world's on fire. What are we going to do when it all goes down?
Sharon, can you mute?
Yeah, the bowl gets loud. Anyway, so when I pulled these cards, I mean, a couple of them I thought, okay, yeah, that kind of meshes with what's being said. But the one of them I was like, okay, I'm not understanding this card. But after listening to Sharon and listening to Allyson, it was like all of a sudden I was like, oh, I get it. Okay, I understand what this card's saying. And it's called this is from the Shadows of Light and the Oracles of Shadow and Light. And it's Marie Masquerade, glamour, intrigue, drama. Okay. Now we know people that fit this description very well. And then some. But when I picked up the book just to try to get a grasp on what the point that they were trying to make with this card was that, like Marie Antoinette, people today are so easily distracted and drawn to the glitz, the glamour, the makeup, the clothes, the hair, everything to look perfect, and everybody presents themselves perfect, while at the same time they're stabbing each other in the back. With that constant anger building in the background off of their head, which doesn't really accomplish anything. But then I pulled from which one is Starseed Oracle, and it says, if I can read it, Earthed, learning how to be human in a world but not of it. And again, that fits right into what we're talking about. How to reconnect with who we are as human beings. Like I was saying, I missed a couple of people's lives last night because I needed to unplug.
Detach.
I needed to detach. And I do that. I go out on the patio, I plug in my earbuds, and I listen to music. And that's what does it for me. I have to be outside and I have to have music. Yesterday was a rough day in my home because of some emotional stuff that was going on that I was trying to help the person deal with. And hopefully things are better today. They are better today. But it's a long road, and it's not something that will be fixed overnight. It just takes time. And
Life is a journey.
it is. And then the last card I pulled was from the Oracle Animal Spirit Oracle. And it says, the Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. And that goes right along with everything from Dolly Parton singing about the world's on fire, what are you going to do about it? To being told that Marie Antoinette got her head lopped off because she was greedy and didn't care about anybody else. So what's going to happen to you if you behave the same way? To learning how to be human again and realizing that the universe is very abundant. When we plug into it and we let go of all of the BS that's floating around out there, I'm trying to keep it clean.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's
While
Friday
we're
night.
trying to
It's late.
to find our way again because of all the anger and all the hate and all the cruelty that's just running rampant just in our own country, not to mention the rest of the world, you know. Yeah, it can be very scary trying to deal with all of that. And I think that first things first is, yeah, we have to detach. We need to take those times to unplug, like I said, and just reconnect with spirit. You know, like I said, I have to go outside. I can't do it inside. I don't care what the weather's like, hot or cold, rain or shine. When I need that time to unplug, I have to go outside and I have to be in nature.
And Mother Earth's the perfect place for it.
It is. And, you know, I mean, I'm limited being handicapped of what I'm able to do movement wise, but I still go out on my patio and I do Tai Chi movements and Qigong movements just to try to keep myself as flexible as I can because I'm staring down the barrel of maybe back surgery that I'm trying to avoid and don't want to have. So y'all keep that in your thoughts. I really don't want to go down that road. But you know, it just again, it's one step at a time. It's taking it one step at a time.
And Tracy Ralph was right. Fresh air gives clear thoughts.
Exactly. There's something about I can get out there with my old crippled self and my cane, and I can move around in the air, in the fresh air, and do my stretches and my moves and just be able to breathe it in deeply. And it's so rejuvenating. Like I was saying earlier to the ladies, every day at lunch, I go out to my car, roll down all the windows, lay back the seat, and I go out for 30 minutes, you know, not all the way out, but, you know, I just kind of zone out and listen to the birds and the squirrels and the, you know, whatever else that's running around out there by the car. So, and it's a great restorative factor because then I go back in for the afternoon and I'm able to tackle whatever it is I need to do. Then, so
thank you, Sherry. And make sure everybody keeps sharing your thoughts. Send her positive energy, like my little thing said tonight. Good vibes. Just send all the healing energy. And while we're talking about sending healing energy, I am friends with Kristen Louise on Facebook, and she's having a rough time. Her mom is in hospice. Her mom is passing, and she's been through a lot of stress handling the loss of her, the oncoming loss of her mom. And just if we can all send her a healing hug and some good energy her way too to help her through this trying time, that would be greatly appreciated.
for sure.
And I think, it's going to be perfect for my cards that I have. Speaking with the universe, and I just pulled through, and I haven't used this deck tonight, and it really wanted to come out. And it's my Starry Beginnings deck. And the first card I got was be clear on what you want. Put action to your goals, then make them a reality. And this can be what it is that you want, because the change that you want to see in the world has to start with you. So be clear on what you want to see and changing the world, but make that start with you. And putting action to your goals, making them a reality. No, you can't come up. Um, sorry, everyone knows I got a cat and he's insisting on coming up again. So the universe is saying, be clear exactly on what you want. And then this card too, I love it. It has two parts to it, or yeah, two parts, two different messages actually. Following the path of another. So when we get angry at people, I know this is hard because when I drive and I see the flags on the homes and I see people wearing, the t-shirts, and I see people how they treat people on the roads and everything, it really is hard to have compassion. And a lot of this is part of the agenda. And there are times I'm like, okay, I'm human. I'm having a human moment. I know I'm upset, um, but I do have to say, I have to have compassion for these people. And then that's where I think a lot of it too is if people started following the path of another, or just kind of mentally trying to put themselves where another person came from, what made them have these beliefs, what made them have these feelings, how were they raised, what traumas did they go through in life, what is their story. I think if the media took more time, made more time to just delve into, you know, what makes us all human, um, and showing how human we all are. We all come from different walks of life, but it doesn't matter. We all have different traumas growing up, things that affect us. And just to show how similar we are instead of constantly reminding everybody and how different we are. And it says here, your path is being redirected where it should be. So when you get those thoughts too, try to redirect those thoughts into something that's more healthier. Because when you do hold on to so much hate, um, and anger, we end up basically kind of swallowing our own poison. And the last card is the perfect message for this collective: is stay strong and be a guiding light. Again, nature, ground yourself. It all starts with us. If we can't love ourselves and start with ourselves, how can then we show love or expect our family members, or like if we have kids or nieces or nephews or people we meet, if they see that we don't love ourselves or treat ourselves with love, kindness, and compassion, how are they going to treat other people? Be that light, be that's I don't want to say that symbol, but be that reflection, be that inspiration or that catalyst for other people to see. And it's kind of like it's a teaching moment, it's a lesson. And that's basically showing people again how much we are similar than we really are, you know, separate, different. And yes, we all have those hard days. So it's okay because I know tomorrow I have to go out. I'm probably going to see stuff. I'm going to have someone do whatever on the road, and I'm going to be, but then at the end of it, I have to be like, okay, whatever. Maybe you're speeding through traffic because you got a phone call that a loved one isn't feeling well and you're scared. Maybe you have to get, who knows? You just, you have to let that go. Like Sherry said, going out into nature. Sometimes the only way we can get rid of it is going outside, even if just to sit and get some fresh air. Allyson said, going outside, reconnecting with nature, start to bring in better foods into our bodies. And like Sharon said, detaching, getting away from the phone, you know, the boob tube, as they used to like calling it. I really dated myself on that one. But just learning how to detach from everything and being grounded. So, um, oh, and there she is. So, Kristen, I don't know if you were here, but we've all been sending you love and light towards you, helping you through your time with mom. So, I mentioned it a few minutes ago, and we're all sending you lots of love. And thank you for being here.
It's
And
not an
really,
easy road. It's not. You
it's
know,
not. And okay, wait a minute, where are my comments? Okay, so there were a couple comments a while back. I just want to make sure everyone got to see when Allyson was talking. Amy says she's, changing her diet patterns. She's doing what's right for her, drives her mom crazy, but like she said, oh well, she's got to do it for herself. And Tracy Ralph also mentioned being present, the here and now. That's very important. So many truths and wonders out in nature, loving our planet in the time of so many untruths. We need to remind ourselves what is real. Also knowing our truths. So, and always checking on them too to see if they're still valid, which I notice every year. Sometimes things change a little bit. Um, was there anything else ladies wanted to add before I open it up to questions? It's 8:47, so I don't want to take us too late. So we may have time for about 3 questions if anyone has any.
I just wanted to, am I muted?
Nope,
Just hold
we
on.
can hear
Oh,
you.
okay, good. I just wanted to say with this new moon, I haven't done it in a while. I'm going to do it tonight. And for example, now it's just kind of yellow, but this is from a year ago. I put this out in a plastic bag so it didn't get wet. New moon, June 28th, 2022. And one of the things that I put on there was number 9, thank you for my love partner, our love and respect for each other, and equal relationship. And boy, did I get that. So it
There you go.
works.
Mhm.
And there's other things on here that have definitely come true. So it's a really powerful
Because
tool.
I know a lot of times over the past year, we've read for you several times on a couple different
Yes.
chats wanting to know. And a lot of
Yeah.
us just kept saying that the right one is out there. I think Lisa might have read for you too.
Yeah.
Spirit Intuitive, and just said, you got the right one is going to come.
She's
out.
coming.
I had
Just
to
hold
wait.
on.
I had to
Well,
wait. Yeah.
Amy, I can't scroll all the way back up there.
She
hon,
wouldn't
if
have
you
been
could-
ready. She wouldn't, like last year, she wouldn't have been ready. It's an interesting story, but that's all I'll say.
Okay, just really quick, Amy, I can't go all the way back up. I said when we were done with the collective for everyone to go ahead and post their questions. The collective we're done now. So please go ahead, hon, and repost your question in caps. We have time for, I think, approximately 3 of them. And if there's still a little bit of time, maybe a 4th. But I don't want to keep these ladies. They have full-time jobs. well, Sharon,
I don't.
And then
But
some.
do the leisure, but
I worked till I was 68, so I don't
yes.
owe anything to anybody.
There you go. Amy,
You
please
have
something
earned your
specific.
right to retire.
Absolutely.
Really quick, Amy, something specific, please. It's harder for us to do generals. And I can speak, I think for all 4 of us lately, that I think a lot of readers are agreeing that generals are kind of hard because we don't have really, because our
We don't
cards
know
have
where to
so many
focus our
meanings.
energy.
Exactly. So we want to make sure that we are focusing on the right, heading in the right direction. So if you could go ahead and post what your specific question is. And I know Arwen, the last time I did a live, I did not have time to do your question. So if you want to go ahead and put your question in the chat, go
I
ahead,
think you
please.
just put it in there a few minutes ago.
Did
Yeah,
Arwen?
look at 8:47.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. We'll do Arwen and then Amy when you think of a specific question. Yes, Hypnicity, can you repost because that's way up and I can't go up that high with this. So if you can go ahead, and that'll be our 3rd question for the evening. So it'll be Arwen, Amy, and Hypnicity. So for Arwen, any tips for minimizing the disruption of the energy I will be able to send with my left hand after shoulder replacement surgery? Oh wow, Arwen. Yeah, lots of healing energy, for Arwen too. I mean, my sister had a rotator and that took her months to heal from. So any tips for minimizing the disruption of the energy? I will be able to. Okay. I think I understand the question. Let's see. Okay, Amy, about the move. Okay. Because I think I read for you last week on the move, but we'll pull some cards again tonight for you on that. And so we just have the 2 right now. Okay, let me focus on our
We've
one.
actually read on Amy's question for a long time. It's been years, and I think she
Yeah.
has to have faith.
Did you hear that, Amy?
Get rid of the
Yeah.
fear.
She was a guest on Renee's channel last night. And sometimes constantly asking the same question, Amy,
Yeah,
it doesn't help it. It's actually puts a message out to the universe that we are in fear,
yeah, exactly.
and that can negate it. So is there, I think we can, well, between at least Sharon and I, we think it might be if you have a different question.
Yes.
Are you ready, Sharon?
I'm ready. Yep.
Okay, let me put you in the, there you go.
In the hot seat. I am getting hot. This hat on, but
In the throne.
yeah,
She
in the
sits on
throne. Okay, so well, I the things we were talking about, fears and stuff like that, the cards that I got for that could apply to her operation and her getting better. But anyways, I threw some cards from the same deck and manifest that quick
Sorry.
healing. You can do it. Manifest it. And so that's the energy of the reading. Third eye chakra. I think, with your third eye, close your eyes with your third eye and see yourself fully intact, fully that shoulder working really, really well. Like visualize it. That's what athletes have been taught for decades now, is to visualize the race and see themselves winning it and what they're doing. So you can do the same thing for healing. So you'll feel alone, like, no one understands how much pain you're in, that sort of thing. But you're not alone. See, she's carrying a lantern here, and that spirit is with you. So you are not alone in this. And of course, allow your body. Here's the rebuild card again. Take in energy from spirit, the universe, to rebuild your body. And take the lead in your own. I can't think of the word. What's an R word about getting better?
Rehabilitation.
Well, rebuild. Yeah. Anyways, takes the lead in your own healing. Okay. And then the next card is coming together. So I feel like, allow the people around you that are helping you, allow them to help you. Rehabilitation. That's right. Yeah. So I see that. They all want you to get better. Look, that loving arm around you, on your shoulder there.
Yeah, I was going to say right on that shoulder.
Yeah. And strengthening bonds. So that's what I get. So that's the strengthening of your body. And see yourself going through this tunnel of energy to regenerate your body. So that's what I have.
Okay, thank you. Who would like to go next? Allyson? Oh, Shari? Okay.
I don't care. Either one.
Okay.
Okay. I started out with kind of where you are right now, and I pulled the Knight of Air, which is swords. And basically, this is just telling you that your things are happening kind of quickly, some changes coming up, but you're intelligent, you're tireless, you're able to deal with it. Look for creative solutions to what it is that you're wanting. Your next step, I pulled up the page of Earth, which is the page of Pentacles, and it just says a new area of study. So, you're going to have to find maybe a new way to do some things. You might have to maybe compensate more with your right side to cover for your left side until it's completely healed. And then, of course, the obstacle I got was the Knight of Fire, which is wands, and so it's everything's in your face right now, right now, right now, and you need to just slow it down a little bit. Um, think it through before you make any final decisions. But then your strength is Archangel Michael in the world, and it says, "A job well done." Joy. That's your strength. Is your joy, your contentment, your continued path towards enlightenment. And you got Archangel Michael right there holding your hand for it. And then for the potential outcome, I pulled the Two of Fire, the Two of Wands, and it just says you've come into your own. New partnerships continue to move forward. And when I looked on the bottom of the deck to see what's going to wrap it all up, I pulled the Magician, Archangel Raziel, who says quite simply, you're ready. You're ready for whatever's coming. You've thought about it, you've planned on it. Now put it out there, manifest on that, and just allow it to happen, and don't worry it to death. Just let it do its thing. But I mean, they're all really good cards here. It's the Angel Tarot deck, by the way, so it's a little different. But yeah, I'm seeing everything I'm seeing here is just telling you that it's coming, prepare for it, do what needs to be done. There are ways to compensate until you're fully healed. And you've got this, basically, is what the angels are saying to you. You've got this. Don't worry about it. Just go forward and do what needs to be done.
Nice.
That's what I got.
Okay, now Allyson. Allyson, you're muted.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got understanding. So this is about, and I'm sure you've done some research. I would do as much as you can on the procedure you're having done. Completely understand exactly what's happening, what's going to be done, what effects that has on the different systems in your body and all of that, right? This is about being in charge, holding the reins. It's not just as simple as, it can be, but as simple as just showing up and, following the orders that they give you to follow. Know what's going on. I also got power, which is also another way to say, control, but holding on to your power, having your power. And one of the best things you can do, and I wouldn't be me if I didn't bring this up, about your power is, and you don't have to do this, but this is just where, and I've done a ton of research and, whatever, I'm going to be starting another channel, but anyhow, fasting after your surgery, even immediately before and fasting after it, is the best thing you can do for healing. It's the quickest way to get all of that anesthesia out of your body and have the best recovery. Your doctors will not tell you this. They probably don't even know, but they don't know anything about nutrition either. But you can do your own research and look into this, and I absolutely promise you this is the best way, including energetically, to recover. Obviously, you need to, have your stores built up before you do this, and stay hydrated, and make sure that you're taking in enough salt and different things like that. But that's a wonderful way to
How long should she fast? How long should she fast for?
I'll mention something in just a minute. Let me finish these up. And then I got Sow from this deck that is lovely. It's this Celtic deck that I've had this forever, you guys. I've had this so long. I probably had this deck for 20 years. And the keywords, are nourishment, fertility, and abundance, and discovery. So to me, that just backs up what I was just talking about. As far as fasting, it depends. Like if you don't fast at all, you're not familiar with it, and depending on what your diet is, especially if you eat the SAD diet, probably not that long. But depending on how you eat and what you eat, the main thing is to have your inflammation as low as you can get it and keeping it there. So I would do at least a 72-hour fast, which is probably to some is just like, oh my God, it's really not that long. It's not, especially if you're prepared for it and you can practice beforehand, depending on, I don't know how soon your surgery is. Maybe you could only do a day. But if you, there's a ton of research online. Dr. Ken D. Berry is a great channel to watch. Again, this isn't medical advice. This is about nutrition. This is about eating correctly. But anyways, that's what I got.
And Arwen said they have her on protein shakes and Gatorade before the surgery. And just to state for YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just a recommendation. But as always, we encourage and recommend speaking to your physicians. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love how Allyson said abundance, because one of my cards, and the one that sits right in the middle, is my abundance card. So I just want to bring that out. Abundance, I think, too, with the green and the tablets. Sometimes people in the past have seen that as possibly pills. Me, I can see it as, your pills that you're going to need to take, pharmaceutical, but also I feel like they're going to be recommending certain vitamin supplements to help you as you are healing and during your rehabilitation. But when it comes to your energy, I think the cards, first of all, you need to have trust. And there's, that beautiful purple again, too, that intuition. So not only have, trust in your heart that you're going to be fine and that your healing energy is not going to, I don't feel that it would change because it's spirit, it's energy. And with the intention that you put out there to work the healing energy, I don't feel like anything metal would interfere. And what just popped into my head too is, and I think this that the crystals wanted me to share, is that there are some crystals that are enhanced. Some people are against enhanced crystals, and what I mean by enhanced is having alterations by humans. The enhanced crystals tend to be like the aura quartz, the aqua quartz, the tanzanite quartz. These are quartz that are exposed to different metallic ions. Again, some practitioners say man interfered, their energy has been depleted or muted or affected in a negative manner. But for me, as I see it, it was inspired by spirit. Someone put in the idea of saying, add the metallics, because metals are a natural part of our diet. It's in the earth. So I wouldn't worry too much about anything metal, because the quartz crystal, they are enhanced with metallic ions. So just have trust in your heart. Know that you are going to heal fine. Your healing abilities are not going to change. And the next card was trust in your energy. So there again, there's the energy. It will be there. It will not leave. Just make sure that when you go do healing again, make sure that you are fully rehabilitated. Make sure that you're in a good space energetically, physically, mentally. And again, have confidence. Have confidence in yourself. And the other two cards that were on the opposite of the abundance is love. That's what people will be feeling from you. That energy, that Reiki energy, whatever type of energy you use, that healing energy is always based in love. And to also surrender. It's kind of hard to see this one with the glare, but it's a light gray. It's just surrender all your fears, all your worries to the universe. And also, I love how this is like the energy coming down into you as well. So when you release that negative energy, bring that positive healing energy down into you, into your heart. And I think you're going to be fine, Arwen. I really do. So those are my cards for Arwen. Did she make any other? Nope. Okay. Just want to make sure there wasn't anything else. So let me go back up here. Now, hypnicity is next. And Amy did post another question. So Amy will be our last reading for the evening. But right now is hypnicity. How to focus on most benevolent outcomes for all of humanity. So we're doing a collective. This is nice. Even those we don't necessarily like. This is kind of like the same, I think, that we addressed in the beginning. But I don't know. Let's see what we get. How to focus. So how do we focus on the most? Well, first of all, for me, meditation. Again, reconnecting with the earth, um, sending out that energy to and light to people. For me, a lot of times I always ask, um, you know, especially when I get angry when I'm out and about, that um, just have them be show the light. And when I say the light, just the love, because with love, there is no fear. Fear and love cannot coexist together. When there's love, there should not be no fear. So instead of putting hatred out there, try to put in fear, try to put that love into there. Um, and like I said, I struggle doing the same thing myself. I have days every day. Someone I hear, I mean, just because I don't want to disrupt the ladies while they're shuffling, but where I live, um, in the building, what I hear during the day, what I see when I go out, what I see, what I hear, things, it takes its toll on us. A lot of us are just feel like we're being drained. And I think that's a big part of what the video too also goes into is this constant need of that sensation of fear, being overwhelmed, anxiety, depression on all high, um, and we just keep feeding it by going on and seeing what's wrong in the world instead of trying to go in and find what is right to bring that balance. And I, just like anybody else, I'm human, and I have days when I struggle, but I always try to make sure that I still send that love out. You know. Um,
I'm ready to go.
Okay. There you go, my dear.
Okay. Well, again, as you said, most of the things that we were talking about at the beginning of the show apply to this as well. I think the best thing you can do to help focus on benevolent outcomes, the energy of the reading is to shine yourself, to be an example. I love this card. Look at this. She's got her arms thrown back and she's
Hmm.
surrendering to
Just surrendering.
spirits. Yeah, just surrendering to the wonderful universal energy. So, yeah, be an example. Again, make sure you're living a balanced life. Okay. Nurturing yourself, eating well, getting exercises, all that sort of thing. And you'll find that if you practice those things, that you're going to find a new vitality. I just love the rainbow colored, like chakra colored pan flute here. Um, you'll be building your own new vitality, which will help. The world will help you. Humanity. Also, remember, just breathe. Just breathe. These things help you stay focused and blossom. Again, be that leader in blossoming yourself, but also the world. See the world blossoming, a renewal. I mean, after the winter, when the plants are all bare, I mean, there's going to be this new era of blossoming. So, in your mind's eye, keep focusing on that. Also, choose your battles. Very sage advice. Choose your battles. And finally, manifest. Manifest this beneficial outcome for humanity. So I love these. The cards are really, really talking tonight. That's what I
Very much
got.
so. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Breathe in. That's right. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love.
So it's so funny. There was something I was going to say earlier a couple times, and I was like, nah, I've already spoke a couple times. It's okay. I'll wait. And then it came on my cards. So I'm supposed to talk about this. So I'll put it into a nutshell as much as I can. But I'll show you what I got real first, and I'll give you my spiel. So I got soulful, and I got celestial, and my favorite card, the unity card. Oh, and then from my Celtic deck, I drew the crane, and one of the main messages about this is about hidden or secret knowledge. So, long story made short, and most of you know this, some of you don't, but this is the thing that helps me the most is remembering this, is that soul evolvement. Everybody's at a different stage, right? So some meaning, this is reincarnation, is you evolve as a soul. We've all been good, we've all been bad, we've all been murderers, we've all been, I mean, you name it, we've done it. We've evolved as a soul, right? Depending on where you are. This is the biggest thing that helps me the most when I'm out in the world and I run into some situation with somebody who's, low on the soul evolvement ladder, right? They're like a 2 or a 3 or whatever they are, and it's just totally, remembering that is so huge for me anyways. It helps me, right? And just remembering that when I see people, and they would be a 2 or 3, they'd be higher than that, but just believing in the nonsense they believe in, acting the way that they act, doing just things that you would never do, or most people that if you're a light worker or whatever, you're just like, how do these people it's like, you already know. You do know, if you know about this, what I'm talking about. If not, Ainsley MacLeod is a great author. There's lots of them out there. But again, soulful, celestial, unity, remembering this, all of this, that is what can be very, very helpful with dealing with stuff and all of that. And again, I love the crane secret knowledge, because it's not really a secret. I mean, those of us know. If you believe it, I totally believe it. It totally makes sense. That's what is actually going on when we reincarnate and come back over and over and over and over. But that's what I got.
Okay, thank you, Allyson. Miss Shari.
All right. Okay, I'm not muted.
You holding up okay?
Huh?
Are you holding up okay? Because I know
Yeah.
I'm good. Okay.
Back's starting to hurt, but back hurts all the time anyway. So well, we're starting out with the star, Archangel Jophiel, who's telling you to make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. Don't shortchange yourself. Make long-term plans. See what it is that you're wanting to focus on and set that plan in motion, because that's what you're asking for, is how to focus on benevolent outcomes. Well, the best way to do that is to always preface your manifestations, your prayers, your meditations with, for the most benevolent good. If you continue to put that out there, then that's what you're going to get back. And then I pulled the 6 of water, which talks about pulling in your memories from history, from your childhood. There's a lot that can be gained by remembering where we're coming from and where we want to go. And the same is true when you're trying to help someone else, is how to get them to pull out from their childhood what was good, what was positive, what they want to continue into their adult life and on, and have them work on that. From there, it went to the Ace of Earth, which talks about an inflow of abundance. That abundance can be so many different things. It doesn't necessarily mean monetarily. There's just so much. If you start manifesting and praying for abundance for the world, in all areas. I mean, that's an abundance of peace, an abundance of being fed, an abundance of being able to rebuild their buildings or plant their crops or raise their kids. There's just, the sky is the limit with what you can be abundant in. Um, and then I pulled Awakening, Archangel Gabriel. And it says to look at everything from a different perspective. And sometimes it's very important to maybe climb the tree and look out around you and see what's different. I mean, what we see on the ground is far different than what the eagle sees as it soars above, because it's got that bigger perspective. It sees the big picture, whereas we just see right here, right now. And so it's opening ourselves up to see the bigger picture. And I ended with the Queen of Water, being tenderhearted, being empathic, being patient, being loving. Um, Trust your intuition.
Mhm.
Trust what you feel deep down inside. I mean, and as readers, we've all experienced this, where we feel something or we suddenly know something and we think, well, that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about. Or, that doesn't make any sense, and you don't say it.
Mhm.
But if you do say it, it winds up being exactly what that person needed to hear, although it made no sense to you whatsoever. And then just to wrap it up, all of it together was the Ten of Water. And it just says a
Emotions.
content and rewarding family life. It says your emotional and material needs will be met. You develop trustworthy relationships.
Mhm.
So you have to continue to trust that what you're working towards, what you're wanting to manifest, what you're wanting to see for the world, as long as you believe that you want the most benevolent good, then that's what's going to come about. And it may only be 5 people that's in your orbit
Mhm.
that ever get influenced. But hey, that's 5 people that maybe weren't there yesterday.
Mhm.
So, and it ripples out, like Heather was saying earlier, the pebble in the pond, the ripples keep going, you know. You, the further out they get, the less you see the
Yeah,
ripple, but it's
but
still
it's still
affecting
effect.
everything,
Mhm.
you know.
Exactly.
Um, so yeah, just be that pebble in the pond and let it ripple out.
Yeah. Thank you, Sherry. Um, Really quick, Hypnicity's just comments. Hypnicity said, building a permaculture community for the arts. I'm so behind that. Um, see, Alice, also Tracy said, like Allison was saying, what all we bring forward from past lives as well from this life. Hypnicity says, thank you so much. And Tracy also added, what powerful and kind messages from Spirit tonight. Most definitely. And Hypnicity, my first card is Lemon. And it says, access innovative thinking. And I don't know if my friend Kathy is lurking in the chat this evening, but she's going to love this if she watches this back on playback. This card basically means thinking outside of the box. That's her favorite saying. She loves helping people thinking outside of the box. And hypnicity, and how I think that connects with you, is your love for the arts. And I get it. I'm an artist, so the arts is so important. Not just fine arts, but music, dance, theater. A lot of We are so connected as a human race through the arts, because that's like the language that we can all speak. We can see, sense, or feel each other's emotions when we see art, when we hear certain musics, when we see dance and how our bodies move and perform. So that's a very strong message from the lemon card. And it's also what jumped out me in the book here is also making empowering decisions. So again, what how we empower one another, like Sharon and I were saying, just making sure that when we can find those moments of giving someone a smile, giving someone an encouragement, especially not knowing whatever their spiritual beliefs are, political, it doesn't matter. If we see somebody, um, give them a smile. You don't know what kind of day they're having. Um, you know, offering to hold the door open for somebody, just small little things that create that ripple. That's the thinking on outside of the box and how we can help humanity moving forward. And the other two cards are the same ones I got for our collective last night. I got white, which lighten up, which means breathing in more of that light, like earlier, breathing in the light of love and breathing it out. Trying to, like, going to the earth, releasing, detaching. When we release all those resentments and negativity and give that back to the earth, we feel so much lighter. Our shoulders relax, our necks aren't so tight. Our necks aren't so tight. Um, so lighten up our load. And this can also mean, it just jumped in my head, decluttering. Sometimes we accumulate. Again, we're constantly being bombarded. You need to buy this, you need to buy that. This is what's out. Oh, look at this is what the Joneses have. This is what you should have. We're just so overwhelmed, and we buy a lot of things or keep a lot of things that we don't need. And it doesn't have to do with emotions, but it could do with physical items. Donating clothes you don't wear anymore, donating cups and dishes and things, just letting go of stuff that we don't need. And there's a great video, funny video, serious and funny at the same time, by George Carlin. Look it up. He has a little spiel about stuff. And the last card I got was Amber. And Hypnicity, you'll love this. Awaken your creativity. So again, thinking outside of the box, being creative. How can I help more connect with myself and starting within my community? Because once we start engaging our communities, empowering each other, and trying to show the things that we do have in common, that don't have anything to do with political, religious, social, economic, anything. When we just show who we are from a beautiful soul perspective, creativity again, through the arts, through the music. I think this speaks volumes for you, Hypnicity, with your art. So I definitely feel that in this reading, this is the strongest card for you. And how are we doing, ladies? We have one more question, and that's from Amy. And just really quick, look who popped in, Miss Tarot D. Hello, sweetheart. How are you doing? Thank you so. You can. Oh, you're never late. You're fashionably late. You can be like who was that actress who did that all the time? She made people late for her funeral, Elizabeth Taylor. So, no, no worries about that. Or lemon martines or martinis. I think that's supposed to be. Yes,
You're
making
here,
lemonade.
darling. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Okay, so our last question for the evening is from Amy. She would like to know about her relationship with her sister. So I can't really tap into your sister without her permission, but I can definitely pull cards on the energy around the relationship. And again, everybody, thank you for being here tonight. I'm sorry I couldn't get to more questions, but I just love, being able to have, again, that open dialogue, sharing our stories, sharing our experiences, the readers with the subscribers. It just really helps strengthen our community as a whole. So for Amy, let me just hide that. Oh, I was so excited when I saw you all on. Oh, we love you too. Mwah. Can't wait to have you on. But take your time and heal up.
Yes, my tiara came in today. So
you.
my tiara came in, or actually came in yesterday. So I'm ready when you are, baby. We're gonna have us a drag show and a half.
And when someone's ready, let me know and I can put them in the hot seat. Are you ready, Sharon? Okay. And there you go.
Again, these cards are really talking tonight. So the the energy of the reading. Oops, I just dropped my earbud. I'll put that back in. Okay. So the energy of the reading is solar plexus chakra. And what I felt with that is I think there's a lot of, it's your power center. I think there's this real cord between you and your sister, and it's about power. But it's not good. It's not good power. It's competition and that kind of thing. And I think you're both holding on to a lot of negative energy. Yes, it's time to rebuild. The first card, rebuild your relationship with her.
Here's that card again.
Yeah, rebuild. It seems to be the card of the night.
Yeah.
And but take the lead. Don't wait for her. Take the lead. She's probably waiting for you to take a step. So why don't you take the first step? Embrace, right? Embrace her. Don't think about the negative things or, well, you did this, or I'm sorry, but it was really crummy when you did that. No, just say to each other, I'm really sorry. And that's it. Just apologize to each other. Don't be competitive about it. Just, I am really sorry. My ex-husband and I did that, and it felt so good. And now we're great friends. And then release those trials and tribulations of the past. Okay, because I feel like that cord in the solar plexus, I feel like it's you really got a cord there, and it needs to be cut. Release it, and of course, choose your battles. That one's come up again. I mean, yeah, if we could just not bite, not bite when someone dangles a negative comment your way. Just don't bite. Don't be sucked in. And if you do that, then the healing begins.
Taking the higher road.
Exactly. That's right. Unconditional love, Amy. Love her no matter what. I agree. So these cards are just, they're on fire tonight.
Yep.
So that's what I've got.
Like Hypnicity said, lead and rebuild have been repeated more than a couple times.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Hi, Amy. Yeah, I see you guys are going through it. I do think you'll work it out. I do. I mean, when, of course, I don't know. I don't do timing. But anyways, 2 of Cups, 7 of Swords, the Moon, 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. And I did get a couple clarifiers. I clarified the 6 of Pentacles. You guys are gonna, you guys are going to, you're going to talk. You're going to discuss whatever this is, and you will come to some sort of an agreement of balancing things out. And you're going to have to decide this is what you want to do, and whatever you guys negotiate here with the 6 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, you guys talking. This is looking more like forgiveness for something. So I don't know if this is on your end, her end, both of your ends. I don't know what the conflict is. I didn't read on that, but no, I see it here. But there is love here between the 2 of you. Of course there is, your sisters. And I don't know how far the conflict goes back or what this is. This is not nice at all. So, and it might not be as easy as, no, I see it. So, but I do think you'll work it out at some point. I don't know how much time will go by or how long has gone by so far. But this is the potential of what, again, this is energy and it changes and moves. But looking at this right now, yeah, you guys can work this out. You're willing to, it looks like, anyhow. because that's who I'm reading for, not for her. So
Okay. Thank you. I know it's hard. My sister and I did talk for 8 years, but we worked things out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sherry. I meant to
No,
put
you
you on
could
there.
go on.
No, because I saw you falling asleep there. Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I started out with the carnivorous flower fairy. I was like, okay, what
Mouthful.
the hell does
that's
that mean? Um,
Those
says a
things are
tempting offer has a high price. So I had to stop and look it up and just to see, because it's like, oh, this isn't making sense. But basically, what this card is talking about is someone who pretends to be your friend or pretends to support you, but only if it's when you're doing something for them. So there's a lot of jealousy involved there. And I don't know if that's what happened in the past, if it was a form of jealousy or of just different things, um, different things that go on. But there's, it will take time to clear up all of the falsehoods that are associated with this card. But then I pulled a new earth, and it says it's happening. Hold the vision. Keep that vision in your mind that y'all are gonna do it. You're gonna be able to get back together, be sisters again, the way that you envision being sisters are. Um, and then the last card I pulled was the turtle spirit, which says slow and steady wins the race. Now, this has an extra special meaning for me because my late husband's nickname was Turtle. That's what we all called him in my side of the family anyway. His family had another nickname for him. But it just made me stop and think about, he was the baby out of 7. And a lot of times he was pretty much the black sheep of the family. So he didn't really get along with a lot of them until older. And as they got older, they had more things in common. And he and his sisters and brothers did have reconciliations, and they did have times, that they spent together that were really good. And I was just talking about this to somebody the other day, that I have this beautiful picture, and I need to go find it, of when his father died, when their dad died. They were all at one of the brothers' house after the funeral, and somebody said, we should take a picture, because the next time we're all together in the same place, one of us won't be here. Talk about prophetic warning, right? And so everybody kind of, and then they finally lined up, and someone took this really great picture of all of them together. And it was the last time that they were all together in this life, The next time they were together, my husband was gone, and so it just really, wow. I mean, this is talking more to me, I think, than it even to you, but it just really hit me that you just keep holding that vision, and you just keep at it, slow and steady. Just keep reaching out, keep showering love in her direction, keep letting her know that you love her regardless, and eventually the message will sink in. It just, some people have a harder head than others, and it takes a while.
Yep.
So yeah, you're gonna get
This,
there. Just hang in
yeah,
there.
this is really stirring up some stuff for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's been 8 years since I've really spoken to my sister. We gone into a really, she did some really, oh, well, I'm not going to go into it, but it was around my mother's death.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah. So some things were said that were pretty hurtful, and we haven't spoken since. So this has really stirred up my emotions. And I know that I have to do the same thing. I have to reach out.
She did that with me. I knew when she would be ready, she would come and find me, and she did. So it takes a while, Amy. I'm
Hmm.
just going to go ahead and just, it's basically what all the ladies are saying. Amy, I got the reflection card, and as you can see, you know, you and your sister reflecting each other. And these are short. I'm just going to read this because I don't use these cards very often. It says here, some say that certain people or situations in your life act as mirrors that reflect back at you and teach you. What that mirror reveals can act as a source of inspiration, encouraging you to move forward. You may not like what you see, giving you the opportunity to make some important changes in your life. This card is a reminder of the importance of taking time to reflect and partake in some deep self inquiry. What are the mirrors in your life trying to show you, and what can you learn from them? That was with that card. Um, and that just spoke volumes. The second card I got was ideation. And it says here, this card is about the growth of ideas and new projects in your life. Now is the time to focus on creating a safe space for your creative endeavors, which means, well, let your ideas grow while you nurture and care for them. Enjoy the special time. So right now, with her not being in your life, taking that time to create everything that makes you happy, that gives you and creates your safe space, working on your finances to relocate, to start over, doing your readings, uh, communing with your spirit guides, eating what you eat, doing your hair the way you like doing your hair. Do what makes you happy and what nurtures your soul. The last card I got was energy. Yes, I can read off this. This was a lot of strong energy between you two, but it's going to take time. But be strong, because at some point, um, this card can represent just being strong and patient and waiting when the time is right for her to come back into your life to rebuild the relationship. Or this may be your pillar of strength that gets you through in case that does not happen. Because sometimes not everybody can see eye to eye, and some things get dragged on. I'm not going to put that energy out there, but just know that you are your pillar of strength, and to just stay in that strength that you have. Keep focusing your energy on what it is that you're trying to accomplish with moving and creating a safer and happier environment for yourself. And just allow things to flow naturally on their time, and just continuing being who you are and making your decisions. It's your life, it's not anybody else's. And I'll end with that. All righty. Let's see. Ellen said, do we really have to reach out? I asked that because I don't feel that need with respect to my siblings. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we are born into families that, they're here for sometimes a short period of time to teach us lessons, and they move out of our circle and they may not come back into our life. Um, it took time, but I realized it was very dysfunctional. So sometimes, we're here, we play that role for whatever, you know, whether it's a soul contract or if it's just the way things played out. They teach us, they give us lessons in life, and then we have to move on. So, um, and then
Can
Miss
I say
Tarot D shared. Oh yeah, go right ahead, hon.
I just want to make one comment. When was it Ellen that said, "Do we have to do that?"
Yeah.
Um, you know, all of us individually know, right? If we need to, or if we want to, or like what Sharon was saying about her sister, and clearly she loves her sister, so she wants there
Mm-hmm.
regardless of whatever, and like with you, Amy. But I believe it was Ellen that said that
Mm-hmm.
just because you're related, that's not doesn't mean anything. Sorry if that's not popular opinion, but it's not. If you know that that person is a detriment to your life, or nothing good comes of it, or they're just bad
Nope.
energy, or maybe not even that extreme, or whatever, or like what I was saying before, like soul involvement. they're very low. They're never going to get it. Send them love and send them on their way. My father, I cut him free years ago, and I am all good with it. I'm fine with it. I am more than fine with it. Will I ever reach out to him? No. Nope. No need to. Don't
Oh,
need to. Wish him
the
well.
majority of my family is extended
You know,
relatives and stuff. I wouldn't know him from Adam
right.
because, yeah.
And by some definition, he didn't do, it's not like there was some big horrible bad no, he doesn't have the capacity to love and be a father the way that he should be a father, and I don't have time for it. His energy is terrible when I'm around him. I don't need him in my life, and
I did the same.
it's all good. So no, it's up to
I did
you.
the same thing.
Do the same thing.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I cut off all contact with my father, with an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Being around him was really toxic. And it's interesting that you bring that up, because it was yesterday that I asked a question of another reader. I said, "Does my father ever visit me?" I mean, I don't even think about him. But anyway, she said, "Yeah, he observes. He's watching me, and actually, why he hasn't sort of come in and and I'm not aware of him is because he basically has his hat in his hand. He's ashamed of what he did in our lifetime together. But I've released that. That felt so good. I don't, I forgive him. And also with my sister, yeah, I want to make it right. I'll send her love and that sort of thing. And but will I reconnect her as as a sister that I really spend a lot of time with? No, she's completely different from me. And I mean, for example, now this is in Canada. I mean, she went down the COVID was a hoax rabbit hole, that kind of stuff. So we think very differently, but I can still forgive her and I can still send her love.
Right, and that's what I do with my dad. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Tracy
Low-
Ralph said, each situation is different.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Well, I live with my brother, so I don't have much choice.
And Miss Taro D said that I have an older sister who is homophobic and racist. We had to ghost her because of the toxic negativity that she brings. So
Right.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
Low evolved
there's a good
soul.
portion of my family that, yeah, I've had to
Yep.
cut loose
Low
and just,
evolvement.
Yeah.
The
and
you
yet
know,
forgiveness is the key. I'm still
Good luck.
learning how to forgive my mom, and she's been gone since 2004. There's just, it seems like I keep learning more things as life goes on for my sister and stuff about things from our past. And every time I think I'm at, where it's like, okay, enough now, can I? And then it's like another hole. So yeah, the gift that keeps on giving.
So forgiving is great. You can forgive. I mean, like my dad, I
It's
have
hard.
totally forgiven him. I absolutely have, but that doesn't mean I need him in my life, and I don't.
Exactly.
And Amy was afraid that we made her cry, that she made us cry. You're fine, Amy.
yeah,
You
you didn't make
just
any of
brought
us
up,
cry.
this is
I
why
got a
we're
little
here. We
misty
share.
eyed, but
We
that was
share.
it.
Please.
Yeah.
That's what our get-togethers are all about. So, ladies, we're at
Absolutely.
9:44, and he's getting
Oh.
ornery. He wants mommy to get ready to go to
He's-
bed. Yeah.
Aw.
So I
It's
know we went
my
over a
time.
little bit. So I apologize that we went a little bit late, but thank you for hanging with me this evening. Thank you everybody in chat. I had like 20 people at some point. I think that's the highest I've had in my chat since my channel started.
It's
at
been a good
once.
show tonight.
So,
the chat's been going
Thank
good.
you. And I have wonderful ladies here with me, wonderful readers. We all come from different backgrounds, different experiences. We have different types of cards we like to use. I could just go on, but it is getting late. And I know Shari has had a very long day. Allyson has had a very
Shari
long
started
day.
her day at 5 a.m. So
The night is still young for me,
But
ladies.
Sharon, the night is still young. So all
I'm
right,
going to make
we're
a gin and tonic after this.
All right.
Now, cheers to you.
So we're going to say good night.
Oh, Heather,
Good night,
he's
everyone.
so
good
pretty.
night.
So
So
cute.
Isn't he
pretty.
gorgeous?
Yes.
I
See,
love his
do you see
eyes.
what
Look
they're
at those
saying? They're all talking
eyes.
about you.
Those
Do you
eyes.
see that?
Like, come on.
He's like, okay, mom, whatever.
No,
Whatever. All right, keep down. Oh goodness! Now I got all the cat in the nose. So
Who
yes,
knows?
good night, everybody. Thank you again for joining us. And next week I will have Sylvia from Colorful Foresight joining me. So that'll be nice. I want to make Fridays a regular. So Mystical Sisterhood on Wednesdays with Allyson, Shari, and I. Sharon, you got any lives coming up? Maybe with oh, why can't I think of her name right now? She's an
Heart
awesome
centered,
our Senator Tarot
Yeah.
tarot on
and
Monday. Yeah,
oh, who's
Rena. I'll be doing a live soon with Brenda Tarot.
Brenda? Yes.
Yeah, and I would love to join you anytime with that other
I
thing that
still
you
haven't
do.
had Brenda on my channel, so maybe you two ladies could come on and we can do
Absolutely.
some readings some nights. So
Yeah.
and Sherry's got
I
Tarot
got
by the
David
Bay.
from Tarot by the Bay. Will
Okay.
be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central tomorrow afternoon. Funny guy. He's a really good reader. I just discovered him a couple of weeks ago and have thoroughly enjoyed watching his videos. And
It's nice to have another male reader.
it is. It really
Yes.
Yeah.
is to
Yeah,
have that different perspective to it.
Yes.
exactly. More
Um,
balance.
We need more
You know,
balance.
having
Exactly.
and then Sunday is me and Juno. We do our every other Sunday show on Sunday at
Junosphere.
4:30. So we do
Wonderful.
Destiny and Oracle card readings. And
Okay. And Allyson, she does her recorded videos of
Mhm.
astrological
I do.
signs.
I do Transcend Politics on Tuesdays with
Mhm.
Scott Allen Spirit Blessing and Val
Oh,
from
neat.
Like Crystals. And
Cool.
then Tuesday on alternating channels, and then Wednesday. And I don't do lives, you guys. Maybe I will at some point. I don't know.
That
I
would be
like doing
fun.
yeah,
I love
And
lives.
Mondays you
I
can get a
love
little
lives.
bit
It's the
more.
only thing I do.
I mean,
I love it.
but posting regularly. My the zodiac videos, and I love doing that. I'm loving it, and that's probably what I'll just continue to do because I
Well, you
really,
do
really,
what you
really
love.
Yeah.
So,
Do you
Yep.
do you, boo?
yeah, I've been doing card flip throughs, so I've been trying to release one video a week, or sometimes two a week, depending. And I just figured I know it helped me when I was first starting to have somebody just actually flip through a whole deck and see what all the cards look like, and see if it
Rarely
resonates.
that's
watch,
very
with you.
helpful.
but I always watch flip throughs before because I'm so yeah. No, flip throughs
Yeah.
are awesome. Yeah,
Very
I don't
specific.
work without watching several flip throughs of a deck. And
Yeah,
usually
and I
I end
don't
up
do
not.
a lot of talking with them. I mean, it's an oracle or something. I'll just read what the card says, the heading to it or something. But basically, I'm
It's how
just
you
showing the
connect with it.
cards so
Mhm.
people can see if they get any vibes off of it. And
And I think we'll end on this. Be kind for everyone. Be kind for everyone you meet is fighting a battle, including you. So I can't remember who, but most definitely Mary. That's a great way to end. You just never know what someone else is going through at the time. So
oh yeah,
beautiful way to end. So again, thank you everybody for being here. See you on the next live, and thank you again, ladies. Everybody have a good night. Bye.
good night. I'm dropping cards.
Yes, and broadcast.